Welcome to my ship tour video on MSC Preziosa. In this video we'll take you around the ship, showing you various bars, restaurants, entertainment venues. We'll also show you some highlights from our cruise, plus Christmas arriving on MSC Preziosa. So let's get started, so cue intro. If you like the content, please remember to like and share, and click subscribe to get all the latest content. For this cruise we use Parking for Cruises, which is very easy. You just drop your luggage off at the terminal, then you head to the short stay car park where you check your car in, then it's just a short walk back to the terminal. For this cruise we're heading out the Horizon Terminal, which is one of the newest cruise terminals in Southampton. For this cruise, this was one of the easiest and quickest for checking in and boarding the ship. As you can see, there's no queues and we must have been straight through and on board the ship within 10 minutes. Here's the first proper view of the ship as we board. Here we are, just about to board the ship. This is where you scan your boarding cards to get on board, because you pick your keys up from the estate room. Here we are, first view from inside the ship of the atrium on board. The cabins will be ready around 1:30, so we headed for some lunch on board. When they announced the cabins were ready, we headed up to deck 12 and explored the corridors until we found our cabin. As you can see, it's always confusing when you get on board a new ship, and we went down the wrong side, so we had to find the corridor to cut across, so we was on the right side to find our cabin. For this cruise we was in stateroom 12267. If you check my other videos you'll see I've done a separate video for inside the stateroom. We've gone up a couple of decks from the cabin where we're going out to the garden pool area on deck 15 aft. For you smokers on board, this is one of the areas you can smoke in. This is a lovely pool at the back, but nearly unusable because they do not heat this pool. It looks lovely out here, and I'm guessing would be lovely on a nice summer Mediterranean cruise, but not for a Northern Europe cruise in winter. You can see from this view here how close you are to Southampton, and it's a very short walk and probably the closest terminals to the hotels and the train station. Here's another view of the Horizon Cruise Terminal, the newest cruise terminal in Southampton. Here's the exit to the Vertigo water slide, which I believe is over 100 metres long. Would have been lovely to give it a go, but not in the middle of winter. On this ship, deck 15 is classed as a walking/running track. For this cruise it's quite clear and easy to use, but I can imagine on a warmer cruise with the sun loungers out it might be a bit more difficult. This is the first view of the aqua park, viewed from deck 15. From here I took 2 flights of stairs up to deck 18, which took me to the MSC Yacht Club. I thought I'd add this clip into my video because this was the only time I saw any areas of the Yacht Club while on board. Here's the roof of the Preziosa covered pool. In nice weather they can open this, so you've got an outdoor pool. Otherwise on this winter cruise it stayed as an indoor pool. Here's a view of the aqua park from deck 16. Now let's head back downstairs to deck 15, where we'll go in the Preziosa indoor pool. As you enter, you'll see there's 3 table tennis tables here, plus 2 table football tables. Here you'll see there's a heated indoor swimming pool, plus 3 jacuzzis. There seem to be plenty of seating available in this area, upstairs and downstairs. The atmosphere in here didn't feel too much like a local swimming bath, which was quite nice, and there's also a little bar area in here to enjoy a drink. As you can see on deck 14, there's seating areas on both sides of the pools, where on deck 15 there's seating area just on one side due to the table tennis tables and football tables. Now as we head back out on deck 14, you'll get another view of the aqua park. And as we walk down this side of the ship, you also see it will be very busy and crowded, as this is another area you can smoke on board. On this deck there's 2 bars outside. It was fairly easy to get a drink from here while I was on board, but on a warmer cruise that could be more difficult. The starboard side was definitely more quieter because there was no smoking allowed on this side of the ship. Part of a winter wonderland on board, they put a curling rink on. From this hut here you could get your mulled wines, hot chocolates, as well as other treats like waffles. Before we head back inside to explore the ship, here's a view of the aqua park while we was at sea. So let's start at the Platinum Theatre on deck 7 at the front of the ship. This has to be one of the largest theatres you get on any cruise ships these days, because this theatre holds a whopping 1,600 people. Here's all the MSC officers greeting and toasting us on board the ship. Our cruise director on board was Zyla. On sea days you get entertainment in the theatre. This was one of them, which was Master Chef at Sea. And in the evening you get your full production shows. So here's a snippet for you to look forward to. Now let's carry on the tour on deck 6. This is the Millennium Star Casino. As you can see, it's empty because we are in port. Just off the starboard side of the casino there's a video arcade. Now we're heading to Venetian Plaza on deck 6, which is a bar area with seating. There's an ice cream parlour in here and the shops are surrounding this area. Here we have the Vinci ice cream parlour. Here are some of the stalls I mentioned earlier which spill out from the shops which surrounds this area. Now from deck 6 we're heading down to deck 5 in the atrium. Here at the hub of the ship you'll see there's plenty of seating. They have live music playing here in the evening and throughout the day. Here's one of the first specialised dining we have on board, which is a Butcher's Cut, which is a steak themed restaurant. We chose to come here on the first night of the cruise, and as you can see it was very quiet, but throughout the cruise this was a very busy restaurant. Now we head to the top of the ship where we have the Galaxy Disco. This area seemed a very nice area to sit and relax in during the day, and at night this turned into a disco. And on the other side of the Galaxy Disco we have the Galaxy Sushi restaurant, which is the other specialised dining on board. Just off the Galaxy Disco you have the area what's got the Formula Sim Racer. For being in the higher tier of the Voyagers Club this was included, and you got one free use. Now we're heading back down to deck 6, and this is the Diamond Bar just off the main atrium. And just past this bar you have the Future Cruise Sails. Now we're headed back down to deck 5 where you'll find your main reception. On the port side was the English and German speaking reception. And on the starboard side you have the other reception, was for all other languages. Also on deck 5 you've got the Preziosa bar, which is the gluten-free bar on ship. Here you can get a range of gluten-free drinks as well as gluten-free snacks. These snacks were billable though. Here on deck 7, as you walk from the aft of the ship towards the front, you have the photo gallery, and in the evenings or when you're at sea, all these boards on the right hand side are flipped round and they will have all your photos which have been taken on the cruise. Here we have the La Locanda bar and restaurant. Here during the day it seemed to just be a bar where you could sit down, enjoy a drink, and they had extra crafts in here, or there's board games you could get out and play. In the evening it turns into a pizzeria restaurant where there's a charge for the pizzas. This was also a venue where you occasionally had some live music in. Here on deck 7 at the aft we have the Safari Lounge. In here during the day you seem to have various quizzes and game shows on. In the evening in this venue they had game shows, they had dance lessons, they had live music and discos. Here we have the Golden Lobster restaurant, which was the main restaurant for us. With my wife being a celiac on a gluten-free diet, we ate our breakfast, lunch and dinner in here. For the gluten-free food and my main meals, we will be doing a video later on which will review the food and you can see what the meals were like. There's a great atmosphere in this restaurant, and there's often a sing-song for someone's birthday, celebration, or just for celebrating the crew on board. This evening we was at the MSC Voyagers Club Diamond Party, which was hosted in the Safari Lounge. The drinks in here were complimentary during the party, and here's a view of the nibbles on the table, but unfortunately they weren't gluten free. These were the dancers what performed a routine for us while we was at the party. Now we head up to deck 14 where the Maya and Inca buffet is. Here you can see what offerings they have for late evening at the buffet. I have to say that some of the pizzas on board has to be some of the best pizzas at sea. Now let's check out some of the shops on board. We start here on deck 7. Now we'll check out the shops on deck 6. And now on the port side on deck 6 near the atrium you have the excursion desk. Now we head up back to deck 7 where we have the sports bar with the bowling alley. Now we head to one of the other busy venues, the Green Sats bar. Here we had live music, quizzes, we also had karaoke in here. As we carried along deck 7 we have the El Dorado Piano Bar, which is another venue which has live music in. The drawback from this venue was the cigarette smoke travelling up from the casino below. In this clip you can see what the venue is like in the evening. On day 3 on board Preziosa, Christmas arrived, so let's have a look round the ship of the decorations what got put out. So let's head outside for the Winter Wonderland party. Here you can see they have the snow machine going, as well as the entertainment staff dancing to all the Christmas tunes. We was very impressed with MSC, how they went full out for Christmas, as we feel other cruise lines don't put this much effort into it. Now that concludes the tour of MSC Preziosa. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and a share, and always remember, click the subscribe button to get the latest content. And we'll see you all in the next video.